Hi everyone, here's what's bothering me today. You know how it's kind of necessary for kids to have lunches and food in order to better study and focus when it comes to class time? And that's why there's numerous stories about school lunch debt and terrible stories like that from America. This story puts all of those to shame. Wisconsin school board member says families will become spoiled with free lunch program. Yeah, so apparently Biden and the federal government have some kind of free school lunch program that apparently schools can opt out of. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. The absolutely terrible monsters who said, well, this will spoil families if kids get free food while at school. Like, how thoughtless and heartless and just callous can you be? This was a federally funded program that started last year because of the pandemic. And this very same school, which is in Waukesha, Wisconsin, had actually opted into this program last year. But school board members have intervened and hit the brakes on the program for this year. As we get back to whatever you want to believe normal means, we have decisions to make, Joseph Como, president of the school board, said in a meeting. I would say this is part of normalization. So, hungry children is normalization. Like, what the actual fuck? Joseph, my guy, do you hear yourself? How messed up of a worldview and a life do you lead that hungry children at school is normal? And it gets worse. Board member Karen, can't even pronounce that last name, said the free program made it easy for families to become spoiled. Darren Clark, assistant superintendent for business services, said he feared there would be a slow addiction to the service. Oh my God! How much you want to bet these people are good Christians too? Jesus said we need to help the needy. Can we have free lunches? No! Like, this is some Black Mirror shit. Look, we gotta get back to normal, and that means having starving kids in schools. And then the other jackass is saying things like, well, yeah, you know, we don't want people to become addicted to food. It's not like food is one of the very crucial things humans need to survive. It's 3 minutes without oxygen, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. And all that is if you take into account that someone has shelter, which is increasingly hard to find and afford these days. The callousness of these three individuals, and no doubt others on the school board or in many other school boards across America, is so horrifying. I guess the only positive is that they just went mask off with how little they actually care about children and their own students. And it really speaks to that terrifying aspect of modern society in America, Canada, various other corners of the West in general. People seem way more concerned with stopping someone, just even one person, from potentially abusing, rather than helping one person who actually needs it. There are probably several low-income families who would absolutely need and require this program, which in turn feeds their kids, which keeps them more focused and actually keeps them fed, which ultimately is a net return investment in society. But because there's even just the chance that someone could exploit the system of, oh yeah, no, we're too poor, there you go, get free lunch, son. And because they are afraid of the possibility, not evidence at all, but the possibility of someone lying and, potentially becoming, quote, spoiled by a free lunch program. That is reason enough for them to kill it and hurt very real families that could absolutely use it. I have seen and heard some horrifying school lunch stories, but this one easily takes top place in terms of how terrible these people are. The heartlessness, the callousness for children is so infuriating and unbelievable. And yet here we are. It's real life. This is not an April Fool's joke. This is merely another story in a long line of terrible stories. And the fact that it's worse than the ones before is definitely what's bothering me today.